Picture this. You're a tourist, standing face to face with one of the most iconic figures in the world, a royal guard. But you're not just watching from a distance. You're getting too close, taking pictures, even attempting to make them smile. But something unexpected happens. Suddenly, everything turns chaotic. What would you do if the guard, or worse, the horse, reacted in a way you never saw coming? Well, brace yourself, because today we're diving into the jaw-dropping moments when people messed with the royal guard and deeply regretted it. It starts with a simple mistake, a tourist thinking they can get a closer look at the royal guard, unaware of the strict rules surrounding them. But little do they know, the guards are no ordinary soldiers. One misstep, one wrong move, and they're faced with the wrath of a no-nonsense military presence. Take, for example, the guy who tried to walk right up to the guard's horse, all while snapping photos as if he were at a zoo. What did he expect to happen? Well, it wasn't the friendly smile he was hoping for. Instead, the guard's intense glare was enough to send a clear message: don't mess with the royal guard. But that wasn't the end of it. The real shock came when the horse, tired of the constant intrusion, reacted. With a swift move, the horse reared, warning the tourist to step back. It wasn't just the guard's disapproval. Even the horse had had enough of the tourist's antics. The tourist, completely stunned. The whole situation left everyone speechless, with onlookers unable to believe their eyes. This wasn't an isolated case either. More tourists, unknowing of the strict protocols, found themselves in the same predicament. But what happens when people ignore the boundaries that the guards are so fiercely protecting? A series of wild moments that will leave you questioning, how far can people go before they face the consequences? It's not just the guards that demand respect. The horses, too, have their own way of showing they're not to be messed with. One tourist tried to sneak a bit too close to the royal horse, unaware that they weren't just standing there for show. The moment the tourist stepped into the horse's space, it wasn't just the guard who reacted. The horse turned its head sharply, sending the would-be photo-opper scrambling back. That's when things took a turn for the worse. The guard's icy glare turned into a full-on reprimand as he yanked the reins, pulling the horse away from the intruder. But here's where it gets really shocking. The horse, with its powerful, majestic presence, wasn't backing down. Instead of calmly walking away, it made sure to assert its territory. The crowd was left in disbelief as the horse seemed to almost chase the tourist off the area, forcing everyone to clear out. That's not something anyone expected when they came to witness the royal guard, but it's a perfect example of how messing with the guard can go horribly wrong in the most unexpected ways. As the crowd watched in stunned silence, it became clear, there's a reason why these guards and their horses are so highly respected. It's not just about standing still, it's about protecting their space, ensuring no one crosses that invisible line. For the unknowing tourist, it was a lesson they wouldn't soon forget. And for the rest of the crowd, it was a shocking reminder of how serious the royal guard takes their duties. Tourists seem to have one goal in mind when visiting the royal guard: to get as close as possible and snap the perfect picture. But what happens when that goal blinds them to the rules? Well, chaos erupts. Take a look at one particular group that, despite multiple warnings from the guards, simply couldn't help themselves. They pushed the boundaries, stepping too close, invading the guards' personal space in the hopes of capturing an epic shot. But as soon as they crossed that line, things got out of hand. The situation escalated quickly. The guard, who had been calmly standing still, suddenly yelled for them to step back, but the tourists were relentless. And that's when the horse made its presence known. In a shocking display of control, the horse trotted over, using its body to push the tourists away. It was a move no one had seen coming. While the tourists were expecting a polite, no entry, the horse provided the ultimate reminder: respect the boundaries or face the consequences. And then came the police, stepping in to defuse the situation before things went even further. The tourists, clearly flustered and embarrassed, were ushered away, their dream photo lost in the chaos they had caused. It was a shocking moment for everyone watching. Who would have thought that a simple attempt to take a picture would result in such an uproar? The royal guard and their horses proved once again that their presence isn't just for show, it's a display of power and respect. Most people associate the royal guard with standing still, stoic, and unflinching, but what happens when someone tries to push the limits a little too far? Well, Sometimes the guards have to take things into their own hands, and it's nothing like what you'd expect. There's one video where a tourist, trying to make a mockery of the situation, dared to step into the restricted area. They thought the guards would simply stop them with a shout, but what happened next shocked everyone. With military precision, the guards swiftly moved toward the tourist, blocking their path without saying a word. What followed was a shocking moment. The guard didn't just stop the tourist from crossing the line, they physically moved them away, all while maintaining a perfect stance. The crowd, which had been watching the tourist's antics, was now in stunned silence. It wasn't just the guards' no-nonsense approach that shocked everyone, it was how smoothly and effortlessly they took control of the situation. This wasn't just a guard doing their job, this was a display of authority in its purest form. The outcome? The tourist was quickly escorted away by the police, leaving behind a mix of admiration for the guards' professionalism and embarrassment for their own disregard of the rules. That unexpected move proved that the Royal Guard isn't just a figurehead, they're a force to be reckoned with. Whether it's through a glare, a firm command, or a perfectly timed maneuver, they remind us all, when you mess with the Royal Guard, you're in for a shock. So, what have we learned from all these shocking moments? The Royal Guard isn't just a symbol of British tradition. They are serious, no-nonsense professionals who make sure their boundaries are respected at all costs. From their horses' unexpected reactions to their own swift and decisive actions, they prove that messing with them isn't just a bad idea, it's a surefire way to regret it. But here's the real question. With so many shocking encounters happening, how many more tourists will test the Royal Guard before they learn their lesson? What do you think? Will people ever stop pushing their luck? Do you think these shocking moments will affect how the Royal Guard is perceived in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking content like this.